What's going on, second grade? Mr. Hunter here with your second grade math lesson for today. We're going to be looking at pages 237 and 238. So you guys should have your math lesson. We're going to be talking about a few things today. It's going to be a lot of different work. Thermometers, clocks, Roman numerals with clocks, all right? Relating measures. So you got to know what your quarts, what your cups, you got to know what those are, all right? How many cups are in a quart? You got to know that. And then we're also going to be talking about subtraction, but with money problems. So you're going to need your thinking caps on. We're going to do some three-digit math subtracting. And you're going to have to do some borrowing. And then you're going to do a little bit of a, what's the word? Product. So if I say you're going to have to find a product, what are you going to have to do? Multiplication. So you're going to do some multiplication. Then you're going to do some story problems and some math story problems. So let's gear up. Everybody get ready. We're going to go in and we're going to start going to work right now. Okay, so write your name at the top of the page, write the date, and let's look at number one. I'm not going to do every problem with you. I'm going to give you the directions on some, and then a couple of them I'm going to jump in on. So writing the temperature, that should be really simple. All right, guys? Remember, we're counting by twos in between, so you have to be very careful. It starts, and then you go to 50, 60, 70. In between those little lines, you're counting by two. If there's a space, so you get up to 70 right there, and you have to look, is it all the way at the two, or is it a little bit in between? Is it past the two? That's what's going to give you the answer for what you're writing there. So make sure you're looking closely. Remember, we're counting by twos, Mackenzie, Ada, we're always counting by twos in between those little tiny lines. And if something is just past it or just before it, then we're only counting by one. All right, so you're going to do that for number one. Number two, write the time. How are we going to write the time? Well, let's write a clock on the board. So I started writing my clock on the board for you guys to take a look at here, but we're going to do it a little bit more, okay? So what we have here at the top, we have a 12, so an X and a 2 after it. So we start 1, 2, 3, then 4 is a 1 before the 5, because remember, we don't have a 4. We write 1 before 5, and that's 4. Then a 5 is the letter V, and then we have the letter 6, or letters V and I right there. There's a little blur on the screen, so I'm going to fix it real quick, and then I'll come back. All right, sorry about that. I wanted to fix the glare there, so I think we got it off of the clock, so now you guys can see that a little bit better. So I started with the 12 just so you guys can see and give you an end of the start. But what you have here is you have a 1, so the 1 is 1, the I is 1, 2 I's is 2, 3 I's is 3, the I in front of the V is 4, the V is 5, the V is 6. How do we write the 7? Well, we're going to write 5, and then we write 2 1s. All right? Then how do we write an 8? We write a 5, then we write 3 1s. How do we write 9? Do we write a V? No. What do? We write a I, and then we write an X. Okay, because 1. All right. So that's 3. That's 9. So that's right there. You guys see? Are you sure? What do we write? What do we write, guys? I'm looking at my thing. All right. So I'm making sure you guys are looking at me like, no, that's not right. 1 before 10. Is 9. So that's what we do. We write the 10, then we write 1 before 9. Then we have 10, and then we have 1 after 10 for 11. All right? And then we have 2 after 10. So there we go. So that's how you write the Roman numeral clock. You have the X, you have the 1s, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to do all of that to get to the end. Now we're looking at the time. So now we know what these are. All right? Do we know what these are? This right here, this 1 represents 5. On the outside. Remember, the minutes are on the outside. Nothing changes on the outside. It's just the letters on the inside, but it's still the same number. So that's 15, that's 20, it's 25, that's 30, it's 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. So the cool thing about this is if you know what it is on the outside for the minutes, nothing changes on the outside. It's only the inside that we change from the numbers to the letters for Roman numerals. So all this stuff is still the same. So if you're looking at a regular clock, you can just know this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Then the outside is still the minutes. So now we have to look at it. So we see on the first clock, we see the little hand is supposed to be pointing at the hour. So what do we see there? Is it pointing at the 4 or the 5? Well, it's not all the way at the 5, so that means it's almost there. So if it's almost at the 5, that means it's still 4, right? We have to write a 4. So we're going to write a 4. So that's our time right there. And now we put our little dots there. And now we have to look at where the big hand is. So the big hand points to the minutes. The big hand is pointed. We have this. I didn't put it down there. So that's the little hand. The big hand is pointed all the way up here to the X and the I. What do the X and the I represent? Well, if you need to count again to make sure you know, go all the way around. But the X and the I, that's a 10 with the X. And then 1 plus 10 is 11. So that's going to be 11. So the 11. So we're going to write 411. No, the big hand gives us the minutes. So now we know it's pointed at the 11. What does the 11 represent? It represents 55. So we're going to write the minutes, which is 55. And that's going to give us a time of 4:55. So that's what we're going to write in the block. All right. So again, you have to know what the Roman numerals do. Clocks really, really, really do help you to learn what Roman numerals mean. You'll know what 1 through 12 is for Roman numerals just by looking at a clock. So, Mr. Hunter, are you saying that I should practice my Roman numerals with the clock? I think that would be a great idea. It would help you to get establishing, or it would help you to establish your knowledge about recognizing what a V represents. It'll help you to understand what your knowledge of what a letter I, and then a V represents. That means it's 1 before 5, it's 4. So practice with the clock. Erase the clock and then write it again and see if you can keep getting the facts in your head, all right? You're gonna do that. So number 2, you're gonna do the second clock, all right? So write the Roman numerals again. Well, the Roman numerals are there for you, but put the answers on the clock around it for the minutes. So if you don't know what the minutes represent, just go around just like I did right there. Put 5, 10, 15, 20, all the way up to 60. So that can help you with some practice, okay? All right, let's look on to number 3 here. It says, it's a word problem. It says, mother bought 1 quart of pineapple juice for breakfast. How many cups of juice did she buy? So she bought 1 quart, all right? She bought 1 quart. Now, my question for you is, how many cups are in a quart? That's something that we need to know to answer this question, right? Something we need to know to answer this question. So what do you need to do? We need to go back and see, is a quart bigger than a cup? Yeah, how big? Is it 2 cups equal a quart? Well, if you remember in our last lesson, we did the greater than and a less than sign. Actually, it was 2 lessons ago, greater than a less than sign. And it says 1 cup is bigger, or one quart is bigger than 2 cups. So what about 3 cups? I think it's still bigger. 4 cups? 1 quart equals 4 cups. 1 quart equals 4 cups. So what should the number be for our answer here? It should be 4 cups of juice equal 1 quart. Always remember, for quarts and cups. 4 cups, 1 quart. 4 cups, 1 quart. 4 quarts, 1 gallon. 4 quarts, 1 gallon. 4 cups, 1 quart. 4 quarts, 1 gallon. Just remember that, okay? That's going to be a little trick. I helped you with that one, giving you the answer, but you're going to need to remember that fact. So make sure you study your measurements and your quarts, your gallons, all of that moving forward. All right. It says circle the temperature, circle the correct temperature in number 4. The boiling point of water, is it 100 degrees, 201 degrees, or 212 degrees? Well, you have to circle the correct answer for what you think it is, just like you do for the freezing point of water. We've gone over this. Is it 23 degrees, 32 degrees, or 36 degrees? And then for our body temperature, is our body normal at 100.1 degrees? Is it normal at 96 degrees or 98.6? Those are some things that we've already done. It's just a review, so I need you to go over that. You're going to circle the correct answer and move forward. All right, our last 2 things we're doing on this page. Number 5, the milkman is a word problem. The milkman delivers milk to school each day. Today, he had 324 cartons of milk in his truck. All right, so remember when you're doing a word problem, circle or underline the word, the first number that you see. All right, he had 324 cartons of milk in his truck. He left 135 cartons at school. So circle that number. How many are left in his truck? So he had 324. He left 135. So we got rid of. So what are we doing here? We have 324, and then he left 135. Oh, Mr. Hunter, I see. We're doing a math problem. I see there. So what do we have to do? Well, guys, this is what we're going to have to do here. All right. So look at this. Look at this pretty easy. We have to subtract. How do we do that, guys? Well, we're going to have to take borrowing from each one. All right. We're going to take borrowing from each one. So look at this. We're going to have to take 1 from 2, and we're going to add 1 to the 4 here. But guess what? Now this is 1 minus 3. So what are we going to do? We're going to take 1 from 3, and that's going to become 2. So we're going to put an 11 here and an 11 or a 1 in front of the 4. So now we have 14 minus 5. 14 minus 5. So do we have a number line? What's 14 minus 9? If we take away 5 from 14, we go 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. We took away 5, we ended on 9. So that's going to be 9 for that part of the problem. Now we have 11 minus 3. So we take away 3 from 11. So we have 11. We're going to go 10, 9, 8. Okay, so now we have the 8. So that's 8. And now we have 2 minus 1. Okay, we don't need our fingers for 2 minus 1. We know what that is. 2 minus 1 is going to be 1. All right, so the answer, 189 cartons. Wow, 189 cartons. That's how many I left. That's how you break down a problem like that. We had to borrow twice. Is that okay? Yeah, if we need to get the answer, we have to do what we have to do, and there's no rule against that. That's actually exactly what you're supposed to do. All right, let's look at number 6, and I'm going to let you guys do this on your own, okay? So remember, you have to break it down. It says the puma in Belize can run up to 45 miles per hour. So guys, first of all, puma is not just the shoe brand. It's not just a clothing brand. It's actually an animal, okay? I'll put a picture of that in there or a video so you guys see what a puma looks like. It can run up to 45 miles an hour. So remember, circle 45 or underline. A house cat can run 30 miles per hour. How much faster is a puma than a house cat? So, does it sound like we're doing adding again, or are we subtracting? We're subtracting. So, we have to do 45 minus what? 30. Okay, it's going to 45 minus 30. That's going to give us the answer of how much faster a puma is than a cat. All right, that's what you're doing on that page there. If you want to keep working, go right ahead, or else you can pause the video because we're going to the back. So turn the page. All right, guys, we're doing writing the differences. All right, writing the differences. That just means we're solving the math problems. All right, I'm going to erase the clock here. I'm going to erase the other problem, and I'm going to break down this this first problem with you guys. All right, so you guys are doing pretty well, everybody here. All right, everybody on the right page? Mackenzie, Ruby, you're a little quiet back there. All right, you're doing good. Give me a thumbs up. All right, we got everybody there. So we have the number, it's 640, and we're taking away 135. Wow, this is the second time we've had to take away 135. So what are we doing here? Well, we're going to take away 1 from the 4 because we can't take 5 from 0. So we have to take 1 from 4. That's going to give us 3, and we're going to add a 1 to that 0. So now that becomes 10 minus 5. Okay, well, what are we doing? 10 minus 5, that's half. It's going to be 5. So we're going to put a 5 down here. 3 minus 3, they cancel each other out. So that means you can't do anything with that. That's going to be a 0. 3, take away 3 is 0. And now we have 6 minus 1. So 1, what's 1 less than 6? 5. Really good, really good. All right, so 505. That is going to be your answer. That is how you find the differences during borrowing. You guys have been doing great with this. You got 3 more problems that I think you guys can do on your own, so you're going to move forward with that. All right, number 2, it says write the products. Oh, and again, at any time that you need to stop the video, pause the video because I'm going to just keep going, all right? These ones I'm going to give you directions and you're going to do on your own. All right, so number 2, it says write the products. 1 times 1. Anything times 1 is what? It's 1. So if I had one person and I gave them 1 donut, how many donuts did I give out? 1. All right, so it's always going to be 1. All right, look at the next one, 10 times 2. All right, there's 2 people, and I give 10 balloons to each person. So how many balloons did I give? So you have to count by 10 twice. So you count by 10 twice, 10, 20. Did I just give you the answer? Did I just show you how to do multiplication? Oh, so you had to do 10 twice. Or this is another way. You could do 2 10 times. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, all the way up. All right, 2 10 times. So it's either 10 times 2 or 2 times 10. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. Those are the first 2 problems I did for you guys. You can do the last 4 on your own. And I think the next two you'll be able to get pretty easily. All right, let's look at number 3. It says 5 beautiful macaws sat on the branch of a tree. What did we say? How many did we say? 5. So we have to circle or underline. Then it says 6 macaws sat on another branch. Circle that one. 2 macaws flew away. Wow, there's a lot going on here. So we have 5, 6, and then 2 macaws flew away. So it seems like we get the -2. So 5 beautiful macaws sat on one branch, on the branch of a tree. So 5, and then 6 macaws sat on another branch. So it seems like 5 plus 6, and then 2 flew away, -2. What is the answer? And guys, if you do the answer in your head, that's great. The answer will be right. But the part of the test that you have to do, you have to write the combination. Remember, you have to show your work. Show your work. That way we know how you got the answer. If you get it wrong, we know how we can fix the problem. All right? Let's move on to number 4. Everybody say count the money. Everybody say count the money. Do it like this. Count the money. Count the money. All right. We're counting the money, and then we're going to read the clues and write how much money each person has. So let's look at this problem. We see 2 $5 bills. And then a $1 bill. So 2 $5 bills, that's $10. And then we have a $1 bill. That's $11. Okay. And then how much money there? I see a quarter and I see a $50. A $50 is 50 cents. So we have 11. We have 50 cents. Wait, we have to add the quarter. So what's 50 plus 25? 5 plus 0 is 5. And then 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay. $11.75. But guys, guess what? If it's already there for you, but make sure there's a dollar sign, there's a money sign there. All right. So $11.75. Then you have to count up all the money in each one. Okay. Look at the problems. It says letter A. Grandpa has the most money. All of these problems, you're going to count up how much money there is. You're going to put it in the blank. And then when you have the amount of money there, you're going to put the most for grandpa. Grandpa has the most money. So whichever amount of money is the most, you're going to put that in the first column. Then for B, it says mother has the least amount of money. So whatever amount of money you count, that's the least, that's the smallest, you're going to put for letter B. So that should be the smallest amount. Then letter C, it says Sarah has 25 more cents than mother. So you have to look at mother to see how much she has, and then go to the other problems and see who has a little bit more, 25 cents worth more. All right. It's a thinking exercise. All right. Mackenzie, Ruby, Naomi, Ada, Michael, Solomon. Do not get overwhelmed. All right. I'm going to explain it one more time to you guys. All right. So you counted up the first one, $11.75. The next one over there, let's look to the right. There's a $10 bill and there's 2 ones. So 10 and 2 is going to give us $12. All right. So we have $12. And I'm going to erase this part so you guys don't get confused with this. All right. So we have $12. All right. Then at the bottom, underneath that one, we have a 5 and a 5. So that's 10 plus 2 ones. That's $12. So $12. But guys, how many cents do we have? So there's 3 dimes. So 10, 20, 30. That's 30. Plus a nickel, which is 5. That's 35. And then there's 3 pennies, which are worth 1. So 36, 37, 38. Oh, $12.38. Okay. And then on the last one, there's a 5 and a 10. Oh, that's $15. They have a lot of money. So $15. And then how many cents do they have? Well, they have a quarter, I see. So that's 25. Then they have a nickel. So that's 5. So that's 5 plus 25 is 30. So that's 30. Then there's a penny. So that's 31. And then a dime is 10. So 31 plus 10 is 41. Okay. So we have $15.41. So now what you're doing, Grandpa has the most money. What is the most money out of this? 12, 11, 12, 15. Oh, so Grandpa has the most money. Grandpa is balling. Okay, so we need to put 1541 in letter A. Okay, so letter B. It says mother has the least amount of money. So what's the least out of all this? 12, oh, we already used 15. Oh, $11.75. Mom didn't have that much money. She needs to ask Grandpa for some money. So we need to put $11.75 in letter B. And then letter C. It says Sarah has 25 cents more than mother. So there's only 2 of these left. We've already used this one. We've already used this one. So 25 cents more than mother. Well, how much money did mother have? She had 11.75. So it's 12.38 more or 12. Wait a minute. If I add 25 cents to 11.75, I'm going to get $12 even. So that's Sarah. So we need to put $12 in letter C. And then if we put $12 there, what's left? The last one, 12.38. All right. I helped you through the problem because I didn't want you to be confused by it. But guys, do you see how easy that was after we just took our time? All we had to do was count up the money. We counted up the money, and then we had to write the answer in the problem, right in the blank there. But we had to look at the money and figure out the clues for each one. Okay. If you've done everything with me up to this point, great. Go back and finish the rest of the worksheet. If any questions come up, go back and rewind the video. Let me know. All right. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's math lesson. A lot of good stuff. We'll see you mañana.